Good morning, ladies in Unveiling She. Thank you for tuning in. This bottle is so amazing. I can't wait to share the message with you. It has a strong message, as many of you who always, play with your intuition and tune into what this bottle means for you. There's a strong reaction with this. A lot of people do not like this bottle, but it also brings inquiry, and curiousness about why is this bottle creating such a strong reaction in my body. It is two different colors. It's orange and blue, so they're complementary, so they do clash in a way. So it does create a strong reaction, but there's more to why this creates this reaction within us. This bottle is so completely gets to the core of some very deep wounds. And it is bottle number 72, as you can see. It's the clown bottle. And you can see that in the card, obviously. We have blue on top and orange on the bottom. But before I get into this, because this bottle, as I wrote in the description of what this is today in this video, this bottle is about taking off the masks that we've been wearing and stepping into the truth of who you are and being able to communicate that and to really transcend these deep-seated fears and wounds that prevent us from showing up with our spiritual truth, with the deep truth of who we are, and how to communicate those fears and shocks and traumas, and how do we get out of this. So a lot of times we put on these masks and become a clown or an entertainer or whatever the world needs us to be in order to survive, in a way. So this is really gets to the deep-seated fears. So as I was meditating this morning, I was guided to create an offer, just out of the blue. My schedule has freed up some, so I have some time to do some one-on-one mentoring again, which I'm very excited about. And I'm going to bring this offer to you guys first, because you're my peeps. You're the ones that are here, that watch the videos, that are in the group. So I'm going to offer to you first before I release it tomorrow into the public. But it's basically a Thankful Transformation Tuesday. So that's tomorrow, obviously. But what it's going to be is I'm offering 50% off my mentoring services to help people through exactly what this bottle brings up. If you have traumas, if you're living in fear, if you're feeling confused and you don't know how to get out, and you feel like you've got all of these things covering up the truth of who you are, I'm offering 50% off a single session or 20% off my packages. So 3-month or 6-month. So if this is something that you feel is up your alley, if I can be of service, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I was guided to create this, is because there's somebody that needs this. And that's why I'm doing it. And I want to just share my appreciation for all of you and do this Thankful Transformation Tuesday, this offer, because this is what I'm made to do. So who needs the help? Reach out to me if this resonates. If you want to know more, send me a message. I'm not going to spend too much time on this today, but I wanted to offer that to any of you. Just know that I'm here, okay? Just reach out. Now let's get into why this all coincides perfectly with this bottle. Because with this clown bottle, the blue and the orange, it is a trauma, shock and trauma bottle. It's all of the things as children that we've absorbed, right? For being made fun of, for feeling different, for wanting to do this, but our parents tell us not to behave, any kind of abuse, any kind of anything. We're like sponges as children, and we soak that up, not knowing what to do with that, and then we take it on as who we are. So these traumas live deep at a cellular level. And so this bottle with the orange and the blue, it actually is known to go in and rewrite some of that cellular trauma and the emotions that want to be released. Because this bottle's mantra is, let me pull it up. The mantra for this bottle is, I honor the child within me, and I know that the child can enter the kingdom of heaven. So what does that mean? You hear that a lot. So only children can enter the kingdom of heaven. You hear that. Why? Because that is the purest part of ourselves. That is like when we are connected to our soul. It's the innocence of a child. When we connect with that, when we be that as adults, it doesn't stop. It never stops. It's about being so pure and innocent as a child. That's how you enter the kingdom of heaven. And that doesn't mean you get granted into heaven and not into hell. That means that you are at peace right here, right now. And heaven is possible right here on earth. And this bottle is representing that. That's why I'm like, oh gosh, I can't wait to share this bottle, because it does stir up a lot of emotions, as many of you said, when you look at this, because it hits home. It hits the ouches, like, ooh, my tender spot. Ooh, I thought I had that hid. I thought that part was disguised. I thought my clown that I've been wearing, the mask that I've been wearing, and all the entertaining and the balls that I've been juggling has totally hid that. Like it's like a screen mask. What's that called? No, like a fog that you put over. You think that it's a distraction so people don't see or know, or that you don't have to look at those deep hurts within you. And therefore, when we absorb all of these things that really aren't who we are, and we don't communicate them, right? We don't release them, we start to forget who we are. We start to disassociate with the truth, which is the blue, the spiritual authority of who you are, the communicative piece of sharing those emotions. As a child, think about it. If we were able to just express all of what wanted to come through, whatever was up, like coming through us, like be it something that was emotional for us, something that scared us, something that hurt us, if we were able to release that and share that and say that, we wouldn't have to carry it, right? And it's also with the joy. So the orange is the joy, deep bliss. Deep bliss, and sharing that insight, it's also wisdom. So when we feel free to share that joy and wisdom, we're free, right? That's the kingdom of heaven that we're talking about. We are emotionally free. We can be exactly who we are. We don't have to put on a show to fit in or to feel like we matter. Because if we drop the ball, like the card, look at this guy. I mean, he's juggling all of these balls here, right? He's juggling 7 of them. And he's smiling and everything's great, but really underneath, he's extremely sad, but he does not want that to show. So if he puts on a show and juggles all these parts of his life, then things are good. But if you drop the ball, you don't want to look foolish. And that's where all of the like, what's that called? Like when you feel triggered, that's the word. The triggers come when you drop all and someone sees it. Someone sees that you're not perfect, or someone sees that you're actually hurting. And actually, maybe you find out that you are actually hurting. And it's sometimes really hard to admit that, because then we think there's something wrong with us. And the cycle repeats and the cycle repeats. So this bottle really helps. If you work with this bottle, it's very powerful. This is the first bottle I ever worked with. And it made me cry when I picked it, because it gets to and past the subconscious and the unconscious self.